Hello everyone, this is Dominic from Tonebase, and this little how-to video is how to optimize your Zoom audio and video for interactive classes, mentorships, and really anything pertaining to Zoom. So we all know that audio and video are very important for a successful class, so let's get right into it. So here we are on Zoom, and the first thing that we want to check is zoom.us, check for updates. And you should get this message of you're up to date. So important because a lot of very simple problems can be solved by simply having an up-to-date Zoom software. So the next thing that we want to make sure is that our audio is good. We all know that underwater, echoey audio that we want to avoid. So let's get to the settings. Well, Zoom preferences. Go to the audio settings, this tab right here. Now, audio profile. So important. We have three options. We have Zoom optimized audio with some selections. We have original sound for musicians, and we also have live performance audio. So don't get confused. They all sound good to you, sound good to me, but original sound for musicians is what's going to sound good across the board. This is what we want for classical musicians to convey our playing. We want to have high fidelity music mode definitely selected. We want to have echo cancellation also selected. Stereo audio is optional. If you have a stereo audio set up, you want to toggle that on to use the full range of your devices. If you have a mono audio setup, just leave it unchecked. If you want to change your stereo audio to a mono setup, have it unchecked. If you don't know what any of this means, leave it unchecked because most likely you have a mono audio setup. Mono being one, stereo being two microphones acting like your ears. If you have a USB Blue Yeti microphone, just leave it unchecked. This doesn't actually change the sound all that much unless you have the right gear. So this is what I use. Let's go down to advanced now. Let's have auto echo cancellation. That'll just prevent us from having too aggressive and manipulating our sound too much. Great. So this is what we talk about when we refer to having original sound on. And the way we check that, top left, mine's off right now. I click on, and now it's on. What you're listening to right now is not through Zoom. It's through a different software called OBS, so you probably don't hear a difference. But if we were listening to my audio on Zoom, we want to make sure original sound for musicians is on. This is a mistake that we all make. Got to make sure it's on so that we can hear your playing. The next step, of course, is going down to this mute button. Now, if we click the mute button, now we're muted because we have that cross. Now we're not. We see the green moving, the green bar. It's picking up a signal. Click this arrow button because another mistake we all make is not having the right microphone selected. So let's make sure that you've selected the microphone that you would like, and also that you've selected the speaker that you'd like. Now, I have external headphones selected because by and large the best advice I have for everybody to avoid echo problems is to have headphones. So anything I'm hearing through the meeting, playing, talking, is going into my headphones and being captured here, nowhere else, and my microphone is not picking that up. If you have a TV on, the microphone will pick up any audio that's coming its way, but the headphones protect that audio. So I highly recommend headphones. You can also click test speaker and microphone, and then you should hear something right now in the app, the Zoom app, if you're using it. The Zoom app, and then you should actually see the signal moving. So plenty of ways to test your settings. Video, make sure you select the correct camera, very important. And if we go to a little bonus information regarding video, zoom.us, preferences, the video tab, we can now look at my video that I'm using, Blackmagic camera right here. You can select it. Original ratio allows us to have the original video resolution and more that you see on your camera, so I recommend that. HD gives high definition. I recommend that as well. Mirroring the video is up to you if you prefer to have it mirrored or not. And then for these little settings, they're kind of fun. Touching up my appearance, that gives you an option. Take a look at my skin right here. It basically shaves for me. So if you can adjust this to taste. For some people, it looks a little too artificial. If you want to have exactly your camera, turn it off. because you don't want to touch up anything. You want to have just your camera. Adjusting for low light, you can do manual or auto. Manual's nice because then if it's a little bit too dark, wow, it's really bright now, but you can actually adjust in a nice way on Zoom. A little bonus, right? So I hope that this has been clear. Again, I cannot stress enough, make sure it says on for original sound. That's probably the most important setting that we can possibly have. So I hope that that's been a very informational little video, and looking forward to seeing you guys on Tonebase in the many different interactive formats that we offer. Cheers.